Right, you're in for a treat today. I'm going to make in South Africa we say a Poytjie is going to be a fire-made stew. So I've got some chicken legs over there. I'm going to separate the thighs and the drumsticks. I've got a bit of red wine to add to that, some olive oil, some chantenay carrots, some homemade barbecue spice, a bit of tomato and veg sauce. We'll chuck that in there. Bit of sweet corn, some baby courgettes, new potatoes, baby cabbages which I'll chop up last minute, some bacon, and I'll serve that with a kind of like a white maize meal porridge. It's kind of like polenta but it's white. So let's get prepping. So I've got some coals at the bottom of my tripod Poytjie, my cauldron. I fried off my bacon, lardons. I bought smoky bacon today just to give a nice smoky flavour to it. When the bacon was half cooked, I've added my onions and garlic to it as well. Just going to cook that down a bit. Now the excess bacon fat that renders down with some flour will create a roux, and that's going to be my thickening agent for this product. So while that's gently cooking, I've got some more coals going there. That should be ready in about 15-20 minutes, and then as I add it, the process will be sped up. Now normally I would seal off my chicken first, but because it's such a small piece it can take ages to do, so I've just sealed off in the oven, save myself some time because I'm hungry. I've also added I will be adding some stock as well, so yeah, I'll show you the next process. So my onions and garlic is now nicely cooked to the bacon, so I'm going to spoon that out. It's going to be good colour there. And while I'm doing this, you can see my coals are almost ready. So I just continuously make coals all day long, and that's going to just keep this fire going at a low simmer. I don't want it to boil at any point, but I want to cook it for at least for the chicken, probably about 2 hours, I guess, maybe 2.5. Okay, there we go. I've got most of the bacon onion out. Doesn't mean if I don't get everything out. I do need a touch more oil. So I'm going to touch more oil just because I want to make a bit of a roux. I don't want too much because the chicken's going to expel some stock as well. So there's about 4 tablespoons there at the moment. Add a little bit of plain flour, and that's going to make a roux. So I want more or less equal quantity. So if you remember from your theory, it's equal quantities of fat to flour. So in this case, instead of butter, I'm using some oil and the bacon fat. Don't worry about the colour, that's perfectly normal. Straighten it up again. So to start this off, I'm going to start with wine first, just a little bit at a time, and mix it in. Remember, if I add too much now, the sauce will go lumpy. It will stay lumpy all day long. Now as I'm doing this, I'm also deglazing the pan at the same time. Just take it right back to a ball again, or a roux. There's various different ways you can make this. Some people add a soup, like a tomato and onion soup or something like that, to add extra flavour. I'm going to be extracting flavour straight from all the ingredients itself. Like I said, this is kind of like a stew of some sort, just done on the fire. So as I start mixing, make sure all those lumps are out. I'm going to move quick, so obviously I don't want to burn the sides. Now because I'm using chicken, there's a lot of skin, so it's going to be quite fatty, so I've got to remember to skim all day. So it's the same quality points you're considering when you do making a stew. Okay, so I'm pretty happy with it. I've got about a quarter bottle. I'll just take it up to about half. About half a bottle of wine in there. Just under. Just gonna let it cook out just a little bit. Now I don't have to worry about the flour cooking out too much because it's going to be cooking for about 2 or 3 hours, so it won't have a flour taste at all. I've got 2 pots of chicken stock here. Just chuck those in. Again, although it's a chicken dish, I'm just adding a touch more flavour. Mark those down. Now I'm going to add some water. I'm just going to use the water the potatoes were in. Again, just a little at a time. And we'll start the sauce. Okay, so to recap, in there I've got my bacon fat, the olive oil, the onions, the garlic, the cooked fats in them. I made a bit of a roux. I deglazed the pan with red wine. I then added some stock and some water. So now I'm going to add all the long cooking ingredients. Start with the bacon and the onions. Chantilly carrots, because that's going to take ages to cook. I'm going to add the potatoes just with the water as well. I've got the tomato and veg sauce. So I top the jar up with some water. Give it a good shake because you don't want to waste anything. Total flavour out there. Give that a nice stir. So I've got my carrots, my new potatoes, bacon, onions, garlic. Now I'm going to add my chicken. So just the whole chicken that's been sealed off. Any fats or juices can go in there as well. Now the chicken's not cooked, it's only just been sealed off gently to give a little bit of colour. So the important part now is to make sure it stays covered. So you can see that sauce is quite thick there anyway, so I can afford to add a bit more water. I'm going to put the lid on and that's going to cook out. Right, so my potatoes and my carrots are about half cooked, 3/4 cooked. My fire's just above a simmer, so I'm quite happy with that. I'm now going to add my sweet corn. So I've cut them quite small. So that's just going to go straight in the sauce there. That's going to flavour it and cook at the same time. I've also added some of my spice as well. So as you can see, that chicken is now beautifully cooking. And that's probably got another 30 minutes to go. And then this poytjie will be ready. Right, so that's been about 10 minutes. Talking about flavour, obviously making chicken stock, you're boiling the bones, there's chicken legs in there, so that's going to have flavour as well. And I'm going to add my cabbage. My baby marrow my baby courgette I'll add lastminute.com. That's only going to take about 5 minutes to cook. So there we go, get those under, and that's going to take another about 10 minutes to cook. Right, so that's been about 10 minutes. I'm now going to add my marrow, my baby courgette. Give that another about 5 minutes or so, and then I'll be seasoning and serving. Right, so that's now just cooked. Just give it a stir, make sure it's not sticking to the bottom. You can see over there, the chicken's starting to come off the bone, so that's going to be really, really soft and tender. Give it a little stir, and I can start tasting. So, bearing in mind, I seasoned the chicken before I sealed it off, and I've got salt in my special braai spice. So, I'm going to taste first. Definitely need some salt, just a little bit. That's a normal person's amount of salt. No doubt it's going to need more. As I'm stirring, I'm trying to be as careful as possible because the chicken is starting to fall apart. It's that tender. Right, and that just a little bit for Justin. Once I mix that in, that will be ready to serve. So dishing up, I've got my maize meal porridge over here. It's nice and soft. And you want it to be quite soft, but still firm enough to soak up of the juices. You make sure you get a little bit of everything. A bit of sweet corn, a bit of cabbage over there. Some carrots, get some chicken in there as well. That is a traditional South African Poytjie. Enjoy!